Ahead on News Center 2 at 5, this woman is a single parent. How do she and others like her cope financially?
What can be done to make facial reconstruction a less painful process?
How is Oklahoma's blood supply faring in the wake of the AIDS scare?
And it's the beginning of a new year for some Oklahomans. We'll tell you why and update you on all today's news, weather, and sports next on News Center 2 at 5.
So you pick up the phone.
You're watching KJRH TV 2, Tulsa. Live from KJRH in Tulsa, Bruce Dunbar, Beth Ringel, meteorologist Gary Shore, and sports director Jerry Weber. This is News Center 2 at 5.
Good evening. Welcome to our premiere edition of News Center 2 at 5. From now on, we'll join you every day at this time for an update on all your day's news, weather, and sports.
And tonight we'll show you how the Jewish New Year is celebrated, and we'll tell you about a new form of facial reconstruction. But first, our lead story.
More than 13 million parents are single parents across the country. According to the latest census figures, more than 12,000 single parents are here in Tulsa. Social workers say the number of single parents in Tulsa is high because the divorce rate is high, and there are a lot of teenage pregnancies. But whatever the cause, the effect of single parenting remains the same. Many single parents find themselves in tough financial situations. News Center 2's Kay Colby has been looking into their problems, and she joins us live with a single parent. Kay, what are the options for single parents?
Well, Beth, I'm here at the home of Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is a single parent. These are his 3 kids. And basically, single parents like Bill have 2 options. They can get a job and try to make it on their own, or they can ask for government assistance. Now, there's a government assistance program called AFDC. That's Aid to Families with Dependent Children. It's a
you can do, and you can do it well. And you can make it, and nobody is going to give you a handout. Just get out there and do it. And I've done it.
Victor Schock is the director of a financial counseling service in Tulsa. He says it would be easier for parents like Donna Mitchell to go on welfare because they would get free benefits that single working parents must pay for.
You know, they'll get a medical card where in case of illness or sickness, you know, the county will take care of the medical. Chances are they will get subsidized housing. They'll maybe qualify.
Situation, you've got working parents, single parents that are barely making it financially. And one social worker I talked to today referred to this trend as an emerging class of the new poor. Beth?
Quickly, Kay, how many single parents are getting assistance?
Well, the AFDC program here in Tulsa, there's about 4,000 people getting that assistance, and 95% of those are single parents. Reporting from the South 116th Street, this is Kay Colby, News Center 2.
Thank you, Kay. Well, the state of Oklahoma is trying to shut down a child care facility at a Tulsa church. The state says the We Believers Family Fellowship report the state charged the facility may be unsafe for children and that infants as young as 9 months have been spanked. Judge Daniel Boudreau will decide within 3 weeks if the facility can stay open. As we told you last month, the fellowship has filed a federal suit seeking to block any state regulation. The judge has yet to rule in that case.
There's been another layoff at city service. A total of 130 employees are affected. Nearly all of them are from Tulsa. Many are part of a corporate restructuring program. As you may remember, 400 city service workers were laid off just 2 weeks ago here in northeastern Oklahoma. A jury has been selected in the trial of former state senator Finis Smith and his wife Doris. The couple is charged with mail fraud.
Well, coming up, some good news on the state's blood supply.
And we'll also have for you here on the 5 o'clock edition of News Center 2. You'll meet a woman who's undergone a new type of facial reconstruction. Andrea Crimmon's Health and Medicine Report is next.
It's the Reeves Boys' overall end of summer clearance sale. All the Reeves Boys.
Several weeks ago, we told you about a North Carolina boy who is undergoing a series of operations at the City of Faith Hospital. Here to give us a report is News Center 2's Andrea Crimmins. How is the little boy doing?
Beth, he's doing just fine. As a matter of fact, I talked to his mother today, and she told me that Daniel started school just 1 day after his latest surgery. As we told you earlier, the 7-year-old has had more than 60 operations to correct his stomach problems. Doctors at City of Faith have been working closely with him, and he is now days about cosmetic and plastic surgery to improve looks, and in some cases it improves one's health. Doctors have discovered a new technique that does both. It's a procedure that's used by oral surgeons to correct bite problems, especially when jaw bones don't exactly match. For the past, to say jaw problems affect more people than we think, about 2/3 of the population. But not all of those persons have problems that are serious enough for surgery. Less than a week ago, workers at blood banks across Oklahoma were concerned about a blood shortage due to people's fear of AIDS. But today, however, authorities at the Institute warned donors not to become too complacent.
Andrea, has there been any shortage of blood here in Tulsa?
Not here in Tulsa. The donations have been pretty steady.
Good news.
Okay, thank you. If someone wishes you Happy New Year today, don't be surprised.
Up next, we'll tell you about the Jewish holiday.
I put a smile on a pasta-loving face. Martha Gooch spaghetti.
The U.S. has earned a new distinction, but it's one the federal government isn't very proud of.
For the first time in 71 years, America tonight is a debtor nation. Now that means we owe foreigners more than they owe us. How much more? The Commerce Department says nearly $34 billion, and the figure is likely to go even higher. And that's because the only way the U.S. can cover the imbalance is to run a trade surplus on merchandise, something that doesn't appear likely in the foreseeable future.
There was more trouble today at the site of a train derailment in San Antonio, Texas. 7 people were hurt trying to clean up 200,000 gallons of sulfuric acid. All of them were burned, and 2 required hospitalization. The chemical spilled when 21 tank cars jumped the tracks last Saturday.
Overseas, the spy war saga raged on today. It began last week when Great Britain expelled 25 Soviets. All were thought to be spies. Russia responded by kicking out 25 British citizens. And today, Margaret Thatcher's government followed through on a threat to retaliate if Moscow made more than a token response. It announced plans to send 6 additional Soviets packing.
Throughout Tulsa tonight, thousands of people are celebrating the Jewish New Year. News Center 2's Linda Joyce is standing by live to tell us more about this holy day called Rosh Hashanah.
Bruce, there are about 3,000 Jews living in the city of Tulsa, and it's probably safe to say that the majority of them were in shul today, either here at Temple
Kippur.
Well, Yom Kippur is also called the Day of Atonement, and this is the day when all Jews ask God to forgive their sins of the past year, and they do so by fasting and praying all day. Reporting live from Utica on 22nd, Linda Joyce, News Center 2.
Thank you, Linda.
Well, coming up, TU is getting set for a big game with Arkansas.
But first, Gary will tell you how long this fall-like weather will be around. Stay with us.
We gotta have some more room.
Again, a diet that became an obsession.
Gary Shore is here with a look at weather, and he says our summer-like temperatures and weather conditions aren't over just yet.
That's right. After a little taste of fall, Bruce, we're now going to be in for some warmer temperatures. You can take the shorts back out the next couple days. Right now outside in Tulsa, we're looking at 79 degrees with 54% humidity. Barometer is 2994, and it's been holding pretty steady during the afternoon hours, falling a little bit. And the wind speed's out of the south at 9 miles an hour. The air quality in Tulsa wasn't too bad today, at least as far as the pollution index is concerned. Pollution was 28, and that does put it down in the good range, while the pollen count continues quite bad, unfortunately up over 6,000, well up in the bad category. Our almanac, the high temperature today in Tulsa was 81, the morning low 64. The normals would be 63 and 103 for a record high back in 1956. Now, temperatures around the state right now out and about. Here's kind of a picture of the weather scene for you. At 6 o'clock, I look for 79 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Then partly cloudy at 9 o'clock with 75. A few stars in between the clouds around midnight and 72. So the temperature's just dropping off slowly. And the lows tomorrow morning will generally be in the mid to upper 60s around our area with partly cloudy skies. I'll be back, of course, with a complete look at what's going to be going on for later on tomorrow and right on through the rest of the forecast when we come back at 6 o'clock for our full update. But basically, it does look like a warming trend to continue, Bruce.
Oh, I like that news indeed. Thank you very much, Gary.
The word AIDS used to have only one meaning, to give help or assistance, but now it has another. It's the acronym for a deadly illness, one for which there is no cure.
Moscow Embassy, you have watched our American population being decimated by mysterious diseases from nowhere, and you just have to wonder whether somebody who doesn't like us might not be salting our tail. Our Center for Disease Control has established that the AIDS virus and other sexually transmitted diseases entered the United States from Africa by way of Haiti and Cuba. Terrorists almost poisoned the drinking water system in Chicago, which they almost did. If nothing can prevent such a sneak attack, our nation's only option is to develop countermeasures. We have to hope $124 million worth will be enough.
Time now for some sports. You know, everybody's been calling today about the Cardinals.
Playing a doubleheader today, and it's a big fight, you know, in the National League East, so
Mm-hmm.
we've got to tell them right now, Beth. Matter of fact, we're going to update 2 afternoon baseball games because they are important to the pennant races. Cardinals beat Pittsburgh 8-4, first game of doubleheader. They're just underway in the second game. Mets play tonight. Then in the American League, the Yankees lost again. Cleveland beat them 9-4 the final. We'll have more on the pennant races in an hour on News Center 2 at 6 o'clock. Now, the Tulsa University football team, racked by injuries, must bounce back from a late-minute loss to Texas Tech on Saturday night, and they get ready this week to travel to Arkansas.
Tremendous
But he is still in soccer. It's his life's work. He is at a new indoor soccer facility in East Tulsa called Soccer for Fun.
The name of the game, especially indoor in this particular facility, is Soccer for Fun, and that's what we want to make it. We want to make it that teams come in here and have a good time.
Forward to those because
Yes.
they're so fun.
They're going to be good today, too.
And watch those Cardinals,
Yes, absolutely.
right? All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Still ahead on News Center 2 at 5. Do you know which car gets the best gas mileage?
Well, if you said last year's champ, the Honda Civic, guess again. We have the right answer for you in just a moment.
Morning.
Are you in the market for a new car, but you want one with the very best gas mileage? We can help in tonight's consumer segment. The EPA says the most economical vehicle at the gas pump is the Chevy Sprint. It averages 60 miles per gallon on the highway and 55 in the city. Second place goes to the Honda Civic. Its numbers are 54 and 49. At the bottom of the heap is the Rolls-Royce Limo. It gets 10 miles per gallon on the highway and 8 miles per gallon in the city. But if you can afford one, you're probably not concerned about gas mileage anyway.
Recapping our lead story, new figures out today show there are about 13 million single-parent households in the country right now. That's about 30%. Here in Tulsa, there are more than 12,000. Experts say Tulsa's numbers are a result of the state's high divorce rate, which is ranked 10th in the nation. And if projections hold true, by 1990, the number of single-parent households in the country will jump from 30 to 50%.
Now, here's what's coming up on News Center 2 at 6.
Sam Jones is in the newsroom with a look at the stories we're working on right now. Sam.
All right, Beth. Tonight at 6, we'll be talking to an expert in the oil and gas industry here in Oklahoma. Russ Reinberg has more on these very recent layoffs at city service, and we'll tell you what satellite courts are and why they may be good for you. But first, here's Tom Brokaw in New York with NBC News Nightly Headlines.
We don't have him, but we will tomorrow.
And Tom will be here in just a few moments. Be sure to join Sam Jones and Beth in 1/2 hour for News Center 2 at 6.
And I want to take this time to welcome you to our staff.
Thank
You're
you.
delightful
I'm delighted
to work
be here.
with.
Thank you, Beth. Same to you.
We'll see you at 6.
Consumer complaint or a problem we can help you with, call the News Center 2 troubleshooter at 742-NEWS.